Hey everybody, welcome to Reese Hollow Bushcraft. On today's episode, we're going to learn how to make the simplest figure 4 trap that I can think of. It's pretty basic. It's a great one to get started with if you're just getting into bushcraft. So sit back and let's learn how to make a simple, basic beginner's figure 4 trap.
Beneath the moonlit sky, as shadows dance, a solemn pact made a risky chance. He bargained his soul for his family's shield. In darkness grasp his fate was sealed. Oh Lord, hear my plea. Keep my loved ones safe, set them free. Take my soul, spare their pain. In your light, let them remain.
So, to do this simple figure 4 trap, you're going to need your rock. You're going to need 3 pieces of wood, okay? This one is going to be your base. It is going to be the longest one. This is going to be your pivot where your rock's going to sit. That's going to be a short one. Then you take a thinner one like this, and we're going to lock it in like this. Okay? So, let's get started. Now to make the trigger mechanism. Okay? We got your 3 pieces of wood. Your largest one is going to be your base. Okay? So, what I'm going to do with the base is I'm going to round off the bottom here a little bit. See how I'm round that off? That'll give it a better, area to kick out from underneath. And roll a little bit better. Doesn't got to be perfect. You just don't want to have a square base at the bottom. You want it to kind of, kick out a little bit. Okay, that is going to be your base stick right there. Just round the bottom, flat on top. Okay, now the second part is going to be pretty simple. We're just going to take your top trigger. This is the piece that's going to sit like this. Okay? What I'm going to do, take a saw and cut down about halfway down through here. Okay. Something like that. I can take my knife. Okay, take it down and cut it like that, about halfway down through. Okay, once I get it cut down through there, I'm going to take my knife, I'm going to place it like this and drive down to that cut. Okay, that's going to split this down to that cut. Like so. Okay, clean all this up so it don't hang up in there. Okay, like that. We're going to do the same thing and round the top. Okay, so now we're rounded. Here's this piece, and here's our base. This is what we got so far, okay? Now we're going to take our trigger stick right here. Gonna measure off of it where we're gonna lock in at. Okay? We're gonna lock in right here. So I'm gonna take my knife and I'm gonna cut straight down almost halfway. Okay. Now we're gonna cut gouge out of there. I'll show you what I mean. Cut it out. That's where your trigger's gonna lock into. Okay. See that? We're straight down and we cut back. Okay. Now you want your back flat as possible. This you do not round, okay? You want it flat. That looks pretty good. Sharpen your bait stick to a point so whatever bait you're going to use will slide onto the end of it. Okay. So the three basic parts of this trap right here is going to be your base, round it off, top of your trigger mechanism, cut to there, and your trigger stick. Okay? Let's set it up. Okay, now for the trap setup. We got our base stick right here and our pivot stick. What we're gonna do is we're gonna lock these together just like that. Just so you see some daylight in there. You see how it's sitting on the edge? Just like that. Okay. This is what's gonna give you that nice pivot for your figure four. Okay? Now what I do is I like to pull it out till it's barely sitting on it, and I pinch the sides right where it is, leaving that daylight in there. Okay? You don't want it all the way tight. Okay. I like to take it, pinch it together right where it's going to pivot. Okay? Once we get it set, okay, now we have the base and the pivot set. Okay, now we're going to take our trigger mechanism right here, that 7 cut. It's going to be facing with the flat end towards your base. Set your trigger stick underneath the pivot piece right here, okay? So it stops up there. You're going to pull out on that pivot piece, slide up gently until that locks in. You'll feel it lock. Okay? Let it sit a minute just to make sure that it's not going to fall when you walk away. You got your bait here. Animal comes along. Now, 1 or 2 of these is not going to get you anywhere. You're going to have to set up many, many, many of these, okay? 11, 12, 20 if you want to. But it's a simple design. It's a simple trap. With a little practice, you could be out there setting these beginner level figure 4 traps. Okay, now once my trap is set up, I like to funnel them through here. So I'll set up a barrier here, and I'll set up a barrier all the way through here. He has a nice little area to come in. to get to that bait. What I also like to do, as you can see, is I put all these sticks and stuff around. Now they're not meant to keep him in there if he tried to come out. That's to make him just think just for a split second on what his route would be. It's probably going to be turned around to come back out the way he came in, because this don't look like a very clear route. That's all it needs, is just one split second of hesitation to get yourself some food. So like I said, I like to get it all nice and surrounded with some debris like this. He has nowhere to go but in, and when he sets that trap, he's just going to hesitate just long enough. When going in the woods, always carry more than one knife. I carry at least 3 on me. I have one inside my bag, I have one on the outside of my bag, and on my person, I carry a pocket knife. The reason being is, you could lose your pocket knife, you still have a knife on your bag. Lose the knife on your bag, you have a knife in your pocket. For some reason, you lose a knife in your pocket, you lose a knife on the outside of your bag, you still got a knife on the inside. A knife is one of the most important pieces of equipment in the woods. Now, the more you know, the more you know.